My name is Master Spliff. This will be my first YouTube video, and basically, most of my YouTube videos are going to have to do with consciousness, knowledge. I've done a lot of studies over the year, had a lot of life experiences, and so just wanted to put some knowledge out there and see if it could benefit me and others as well, of course. So today's topic is love and self-defense. So for me growing up, it was kind of hard to want to get in fights and even want to protect myself. And I think that comes with people who are like really genuine. Like everybody's genuine. It's not ungenuine to want to, defend yourself. But I think some people are just like, whoa, I really don't like violence. And that's normal. But growing up and going through some rough stuff, I kind of realized over the years, like, that's not accurate. Like, if people seek to harm you, and you haven't done anything wrong, you haven't hurt them, offended them, or even if you've offended them, but you're like, hey, I'm sorry, like, it's not okay for someone to put their hands on you or hurt you or anyone else, you know? It's like you hit someone and you get hit, that's different. But that being said, that's how I started off, dive into it. So a lot of time, religions teach something called ahimsa, which is non-violence. This is, to me, the right way to live almost always. Like I said, sometimes violence is necessary. A lot of people are scared to use violence and scared of violence. That's not the way that it's supposed to be. That's wrong. Violence is necessary when in danger, and over time, we should cultivate a fearlessness of violence through meditation, gaining knowledge, hard work, or situations that make us stronger. Also, exercise. So, meditation. Meditation, there's like breathing meditation, there's, letting go, there's focused meditation, there's meditating on, if you're doing focused meditation, there's meditating on a particular person or thing. That could be like, the creator, that could be like any figure in your religion. It could be a scripture, and you pay attention to it and you focus on it and you learn from that. Learning from, you know, say Shiva. Shiva was a badass. He had no fear. He could go without eating for 4 or 5 days, He could, I mean, he really didn't even need to eat, and he fought a lot of demons. Now, that may not be like 100% true. Like, that's for anybody to decide. But, like, if you look at what he did and some of the things he did, it can give you inspiration. Like, hey, there's at least this story of this guy who did this, or this guy might have done this in the past. And if someone else could do that, then the potential is there for you too. So seeing that, like, he had a lot of fearlessness and a lot of strength and resilience, that's kind of like a focused meditation by paying attention to that. Then there's like letting go of meditation, which is like Wu Wei. And Wu Wei is kind of like the idea of like effortless, action. It's like when you don't go into an interview like overthinking and prepared. You go into an interview like, I got this. That's effortless action. And sometimes, like when you meditate, like we grab hold of so many things. And since we grab hold of so many things, we kind of start stressing and overthinking and turning it around in our mind. So the whole point of like letting go meditation is like letting go of all these things. And when you let go of everything, you're kind of going with the natural flow of life. And that kind of that makes it so you're not afraid of violence because you're not thinking about this person is going to, hurt me. Because it's like, who cares? I'm doing me. I'm going with the flow of life. I'm not stressing. That takes a lot of practice. But that's how meditation has helped me. Going into that, I was gonna say, just because you're not afraid of violence doesn't mean that you shouldn't be prepared for it. I exercise a lot, take care of myself, eat healthy, do push-ups, sit-ups, squats, run around, go hiking. You want to be in good shape and good health because not everybody in the world is the same. And so while having no fear of violence, it's good to always be prepared. And like if you can like refine yourself, get yourself super strong mentally, physically, spiritually, that will benefit you to the utmost. Not only will it help you like, hey, some guy's bugging you, but it also will help you like you're feeling so good, like you can walk into any situation and like have no fear and like really just be able to be yourself and talk to people and just have fun. So definitely exercise, eating healthy, meditation, good things. Okay. There are many schools of thought that show how to be fearless. Naming a few: Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Islam, Christ said not to fear, and many more have thought the same. So these religions, a lot of people are like divided in religion, right? Like, makes sense. And like in a way that's good, you know? And like I don't think like we should have like some one world thing, but like all the religions kind of like show us like a path. And it's always about like be kind to each other, treat each other right. And that's the side of like this video that's like the love. Like don't hurt each other for any reason. Someone trying to hurt you, that's different. For any reason. No money, no gain, no power, none of that stuff. Don't do it. Right? So all those religions teach that. And a lot of them teach fearlessness or how to become fearless or how to not suffer because fear is a form of suffering. So, I mentioned them again in case you didn't want to go look them up. Got tons of videos teach you. You can learn stuff on them. There is Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Islam. Look at some of Jesus Christ's sayings, and there's others too, like philosophy. There's a lot of philosophers that teach stuff like that. So with that, to capitalize on that thought process is like, I don't think that if you're Christian, you should not go and study Taoism. Taoism doesn't teach anything evil. It teaches to help people, to stay away from lust for money and other stuff. It teaches to just be a good, strong person and take care of others. And to it's like a whole system of setting yourself free. And so, why shouldn't a Christian study and learn from something that's positive and teach it? If Jesus Christ is your Lord, doesn't mean that you can't learn to meditate. Doesn't mean that you can't work out. Doesn't mean that you can't get rid of some of your fears and anxieties. Doesn't mean that what the Buddha taught wasn't good. Maybe hey, you don't want to worship Buddha, don't worship Buddha. He didn't say to worship him. He just basically said, hey, if you meditate, you stay away from drugs and alcohol and negative stuff. You don't be violent. You'll reach a state of peacefulness, and you can get rid of your fear. So with all that, like check all that different stuff out. Check those religions out because they can really help, and they help me. So what else? So like the art of detachment. So the art of detachment is like the idea, like kind of got into it a little bit already, but the idea that like none of this stuff in front of us is real. Like it's real, we're here, but it's not permanent. So like because it's not permanent, why be attached to it? And fear often comes from being attached. So with detachment, you lose your fear, right? You lose the fear of violence, which is important. basically, right? If you're not afraid to die, because you know I'm not gonna die when I pass away. Like I'm gonna go on to something better, something greater. Then why be scared? You know? So and so like to capitalize on the whole thing about like not having fear or working on your fear, because the discussion is love and self defense, is that when you let go of your fear, two things happen. One, you're not worried about being attacked or being, any situation like that, which is good. You're not treating people negatively. You're not too attached to life. You're able to live more freely because you know, like, hey, I don't have anything coming my way, and if something does come my way, it's like one, I'm not afraid to die, so like, why would I be scared? The other reason about fear is, like I said, self defense. You're supposed to defend yourself. If someone comes up to me, like, hey, be smart. Someone wants to do something stupid to you, and like, you should walk away, walk away. But like, hey, if someone punches you and you're not doing nothing, defend yourself. You know, some people would say defend yourself to the point where they leave you alone. I would say that's probably accurate. If someone's trying to kill you, that's different. But someone punches you and you punch them a couple times and they say, hey, I'm done. Okay, bro, get out of here. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to hurt you, but you attacked me. Right? So like that. But where I was going with that is with when you have fear, if someone attacks you, you're not as mentally prepared as you would be if you weren't fearless. I mean, if you were fearless. So when you're fearless, you're not being dumb, you're not being headstrong, you're just being cool, calm, and collective and present. So in that moment, like, whoa, you don't go, whoa, you just kind of like take a step back and like use your mind and think, You don't just like fight or flight, throw a crazy punch and get dropped, Or whatever, you know, stupid decision you can make, or, you can make a bad decision out of fear, all that. When you're not afraid of violence, if it comes your way, you're able to be more cool, calm, and collective. So that's the two reasons for not having fear. One, there's no reason to be afraid of it because we're only here temporarily. And two, you're more able to handle situations like that. Okay. Okay. With that, why self defense? Why not just let someone hurt you? Well, if they can't really hurt you, just walk away. But if they can, your life is precious. So, where would I go with that? We all have a purpose. Like, we don't know it. Like, there's the idea of dharma. And dharma is like our duty. It's in Hinduism. And it's our duty. And it could be our duty to our pet, which is to make sure they have food and water. It could be our duty to our mom to help her out with chores or pay her bills or whatever it is, We have a duty here on earth, and that's to our family, to our friends, and ultimately to ourselves and others equally. Have to take care of ourselves, but at the same time, there's people who need our help, and we kind of all need help in a way. We all need to learn and grow and become smarter and more happy and beautiful human beings. So, no, you should not just let someone hurt you. And some cultures and religions teach that. Most of them don't, but some do. And that's kind of another thing that I struggled with is because I studied some of those cultures, and for a long time, I wondered, should I just let someone hurt me? If someone punches me, should I always walk away and just not do it? But that's the thing is I found my self-worth. I found my value. And when you find your self-worth and you find your value, you start realizing that you can benefit other people. You start realizing that you can take care of your family, that you can do things for them. You start realizing that they need to grow. And since they need to grow, how can they grow? You're the one who's already grown more than them. How can they grow if they don't have someone to show them? So don't let people hurt you. Never let people hurt you. Don't look for it. Don't talk trash to people. Be respectful. Stay away from all the negativity. If something comes your way that you don't deserve, try to avoid it. Try to stay calm, keep the situation calm, but don't let nobody hurt you. If you can defend yourself, defend yourself. And to the level, there's something called, in Arasta taught me this one time. There's something called equal force meets equal force. The idea is if someone's yelling at you, you don't have to, but you could yell back at them. Hey man, leave me alone. I'm not bugging you. Don't be bugging me. If someone punches you, you don't have to, but you could, punch them back or shove them. Like get away from me. What are you doing? Like why you just punch me? Throw them away. You know. And then if someone's shooting at you, if you have a gun, like God forbid that, but it's like don't let someone take you from your family. You know, like get away if you can. Just drive away, or like and just go pray and be like, dang, I'm glad I made it out of that situation. But it's like don't let somebody take your life. And that kind of brings up like another thing that I didn't really think about, but it's like vengeance. Vengeance, I don't think vengeance is the right thing. It gets really dark in this world, though. I know how many people are out there and going through different situations, and we're not perfect. So it's understandable. But in my opinion, if someone has hurt you, it's better not to practice vengeance. In the future, don't let them hurt you. Every time someone tries to hurt you, don't let them hurt you. But you don't have to. Someone does something bad, tries to hurt you. Someone tries to punch you or tries to shoot you. You don't have to go hurt them. You don't have to go kill them. That's a choice. You don't have to do that. You could pray. You could move. Get the heck out of Dodge. Get to a better situation. Talk to the dude like when you see him. Come on, man. Why you tripping on me like that? You're crazy. That's a little risky, but vengeance is not the best thing. But it's understandable. So it's like don't judge yourself because we all got to protect ourselves. So that's understandable for sure. Last couple points that I want to discuss on love and self defense. We should never harm anyone for gain, whether it's mental, emotional, or financial, or any of that stuff. What does that mean? Well, people don't get it. Well, people do get it. A lot of people don't get it. We kind of live in our own world most of the time. There's a lot of people out there who will hurt someone else for gain. Step on people in the workplace, or it gets deep. It's a lot of stuff. So people will steal from you. People will hurt you for no reason, for money. People hurt you for no reason. That's the crazy thing. Like they just don't like you. Like oh yeah, that guy gets all the girls. I'm gonna kill him, or I'm gonna beat him up. What the heck? It's like whoa, we shouldn't do that. And like as we raise up, like we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't be trying to do that to each other. Like what the heck? I'm gonna hurt someone for my own gain. You know? No, don't do that. That's wrong. The only time you use violence, verbal, physical, emotional, talk down to someone, hit someone, hurt them in any way, the only time you do that is when they are attacking you, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. Equal force meets equal force. Another point, two things, quick ones. So, kind of end it. I got a bonus tip and then a message. The bonus tip is you can practice emotional self defense. The way you do that is you learn how to see and stay away from negative people. The key to that is to listen to your heart and pay attention. So, what does that really mean? That basically means like emotional self defense is like a precursor. It's like I'm gonna be careful before like you know what I mean? Like you see someone walking down the street and they look all fucking pissed off or they're talking to themselves because they're tripping out. Like go to the other side of the street. That's emotional self-defense. You're talking to someone and they don't seem like a very nice person, stay away from them, and it gets deep because some people are better at hiding, their true selves than others. And, there's a lot of stuff you can learn about that too. I'll discuss that over time, but it's like emotional self-defense is like protecting yourself before it would even get there, like, and that's a good thing. Like, it's something you got to do. It's almost like protecting your energy. It's like if I'm talking to someone and I get a vibe like, hey, this person not really my friend. This person is more like someone who kind of wants to be my friend, but may not have my best interest in mind. That's not, I'll be cool with them. Might give them some wisdom or some knowledge or something. Talk to them here and there if I see them walking around or something. But it's like you got to protect yourself emotionally too, because that's the first step to staying away from physical. So that was a bonus tip, and then so the end message is basically this: when it comes to love, protect your heart, protect your mind, protect yourself, and protect your loved ones. So what does that mean? Your heart. Don't give it freely to everybody. When you give your love too freely to everybody, people just take it. And that'll drain you emotionally, get you in bad situations. Protect your mind. Not everything that people put out there nowadays is good. It's teaching you something important. It's building you up. It's guiding you to a path of happiness. Protect yourself, your body. Don't let nobody hurt you. And the most important one to me is protect your loved ones. One of the main reasons I work out. If I'm walking around with one of my family members, yeah, probably seems like a little bit too much, but it's like I want to be ready. Like, someone's, you got like school shooters, right? Say a school shooter is gonna, do something, right? But you're there and you're in tip top shape. Guess what? You dodge a bullet, tackle the dude, but you're not in tip top shape, you know. Then it makes all the difference. In shamanism and Taoism that I can remember from my brain, they talk about being in tip top lean physical shape. You want to be big and strong? That's cool too. But work on your speed, work on, running around, all that. It's like just getting to your very best self. Not everybody's body's built the same. Not everybody's going to be on the same level. I can do 300 push-ups. Maybe you can do 100. Maybe the other guy can do 50. But guess what? The guy who does 50, he starts doing 55 and then 60. Eventually he'll get to 100. The guy to 100 will get to 300. And the guy that does 300 will get to more. And it's like we are supposed to be a community. We are supposed to love each other and protect each other and take care of each other. Not just our family, but our neighbors, all that. In the Bible, love your neighbor as yourself, right? And love God above all else. So that being said, it's like always protect yourself. Have love. Have love for people. I said in one of my shorts, you can check it out. I have 3 key points. Keep your heart open with your shield right in front of it. And what that means is it's still open, but you're protecting it. You're like, hey, I see this homeless guy. I'm gonna give him $5. But if but at the same time, you like be careful. You walk over there and you're paying attention. You're like, okay, this is a good situation. Just that kind of stuff. Just always like, any situation. You show love, but you hold your shield. So that being said, thank you for watching my video. Master Spliff. Like or subscribe. Shoot me a message. Thank you. Have a good day.